Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're mapping out something absolutely crucial for anyone navigating modern higher education, and that is academic integrity and the consequences of plagiarism. The landscape of how we learn, and honestly how we even produce work, it's shifting so rapidly right now. And because of that, it's surprisingly easy to step into some severe academic traps if we aren't paying close attention. So let's take a really close look at how modern universities are laying out these rules and exactly what happens when they get broken.
Okay, let's start right off the bat with a massive question. Is using AI for your homework actually theft? Now, I know what you're thinking, but the answer isn't just some fun philosophical debate anymore. It is literally codified into university policy. We urgently need to understand exactly what constitutes academic dishonesty today, because honestly, the old definitions you might be carrying around from a few years ago, they might be completely outdated.
So let's dive into Section 1, Defining the Crime. Let's dispel the myth that plagiarism is just copy-pasting an encyclopedia article. Let's look at the baseline definition directly from the university policy, and I gotta say, it's pretty striking. It says, plagiarism is a form of theft. It means presenting the work of someone else as though it were your own without properly acknowledging the source. I want to draw your attention to that very first sentence. The university defines it explicitly as theft. You aren't just borrowing ideas here. Academically and legally speaking, you are stealing them if you claim them as your own original output. Now, what's really fascinating to me about this policy is how it just completely strips away the excuse of a simple mistake. I mean, it's so common to hear, oh, my bad, I just forgot to cite that one sentence. But look at this stance. If you do not acknowledge the source, you show an intention to deceive. So failing to cite isn't officially viewed as a typo or just some momentary lapse in memory. Actually, scratch that, it's worse. It is interpreted as a deliberate intention to deceive your instructor. That is a seriously heavy designation. Okay, so what exactly are you stealing? The material fires off three distinct sources. Number one, published material, so your traditional books and articles. Number two, the unpublished work of other students. Yes, that means borrowing your friend's essay from last semester is officially plagiarism. And number three, AI-generated material. The net is exceptionally wide here. Passing off a chatbot's response as your own human thought is classified right alongside stealing a published author's work. Moving on to Section 2, Why Academic Integrity Matters. We're shifting from a legalistic warning to protecting the community itself. Universities don't just create these policies to be punishing for no reason. They're trying to protect something fundamental. Think of it like this. On one side, you have the university mission, which is providing a high-quality education where literally no student enjoys an unfair advantage. And then, on the exact opposite side, is academic dishonesty, which actively interferes with this mission. Cheating really isn't a victimless crime. It absolutely destroys the level playing field for every single student who is putting in the honest hours. And this crucial point is spelled out directly in the text. Academic dishonesty is also destructive of the university community, which is grounded in a system of mutual trust and places high value on personal integrity and individual responsibility. So the big takeaway here? The entire system of higher education basically collapses if a degree doesn't represent actual, individual learning and personal integrity. It's like a giant puzzle, and if the pieces are fake, the whole picture just falls apart. All right, on to Section 3, Detection and Severe Consequences. Let's look at exactly how the university catches this and what happens next. Listen to this. If an instructor even suspects that you've plagiarized, they have some incredibly powerful technological tools right at their disposal. The policy explicitly states they have the right to submit suspected work to detection services like Turnitin or SourceCheck. So you aren't just trying to outsmart a single professor anymore. No way. You are up against massive, sophisticated databases designed specifically to catch overlapping text, hidden sources, and yes, AI generation. Let's see how this builds, because the escalation of consequences here is linear, and it is startlingly fast. For a first occurrence, step 1, you receive an immediate grade of F for the course, and a notation of academic irregularity is placed on your permanent student transcript. That's for the very first time. Step 2, a second occurrence means expulsion from the university. That's the whole shebang. A single infraction morphs into total academic ruin almost instantly. You definitely do not get unlimited warnings here. So, I want to leave you with one final, really provocative thought. Is a momentary shortcut worth your entire academic future? When you really understand that plagiarism is viewed as deliberate theft, that it fractures your entire academic community, and that these incredibly powerful tools can trigger a permanent transcript notation or even outright expulsion, well, the calculus really changes, doesn't it? The risks far, far outweigh the momentary convenience of an unearned shortcut. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Remember, keep your work your own and always protect your integrity.